this is just a review. If we were going to do adding and combining, and we were going to model using integer chips on the number line, we would have 3 positive, okay, and 5 negative. 3, 4, 5. And we would do our 0 pairs. These would go away, these would go away, these would go away. And we have 2 negatives. So the answer is -2. And then this is combining, and we have +2 plus a -4. And of course our answer would be -2, because these would go away, these would 0 pair, these would 0 pair, and we would have -2. So now let's look at subtraction, because we looked at adding. When you are doing integer subtraction, you look at the problem first, and we say 8 minus 3. So we are combining that, and we are saying 8 combined with a -3, and we're circling our integers. The 8 is positive, and it's like that doesn't even exist in the middle. The negative goes with the second number. So it's negative, and it's -3. So we model this with integer chips, 8 positive, and 3 negative. And then we 0 pair, 0 pair, 0 pair, and we get 5 positive. So that equals 5. And of course we know, since elementary school, that 8 minus 3 is 5. But we're going to use this and the way that we do this to attack every problem that we do. So always look at circling your integer and your integers and knowing if they're positive or negative. So we just did this one. We had 8 positives and 3 negatives, and it gave us 5. So let's try this one. So this is, of course, negative. So I'm going to pull this is negative, and this combines with this, because we're going to combine these, and this sign goes with this number. So it is also, it is also a negative. Just going to do that because it's just not working. So we've got -5 represented by this first negative number, and a -2 represented by this second number. And so our answer is negative. You count them up, and it's -7. Everything's negative in it. So let's look at examples of subtracting with negative numbers. So the way you would read this is -2 combined with a -4. And this is +4. And this is where it gets a little tricky. Every time you see a negative, it is as if you take a big line, I'm going to use red. You take a big line and you turn it to a positive. So now that negative is saying combined with the opposite of -6. The opposite of -6 is +6. So now it is combining these two. So this one would be -2, and then combine another -4. So those are all negative, and so it would be -6. This one is +4 combine with another +6 for a total of, add them up, equals 10. So now we have -5, so we're going to mark that as negative. And we've got this double negative here, a negative and a negative, subtracting a negative from, using a negative against a negative, I am going to turn it into a big addition sign. So now it is -5, and +5. So those are going to zero out to 0. So -5 subtract a -5 equals 0. Okay? And that's because these two negatives you cross out and make a positive. So let's look at this one. So we have a -4, and then we look at this negative, and we're going to make that one big positive. So the circle would go around that. So to model that, I have -4, and I'm going to have +5. Now look at that, and what am I going to get? I'm going to 0 pair out, and I'm going to get a +1. And that's how you model it. So now I want you to try modeling these on your own. And let's look at what they are. So this is negative, and this is negative, and you want to model that. And these negative is going to become a positive. Negative is going to become a positive. So look at modeling these. Do it on your paper. Just do circles with plus signs or minus signs, positive signs or negative signs, and then come back and see how you did. Okay, so as you can see, -2 is 2 negative integers, and -4, subtracting a 4, is 4 negative integer chips, and that would give you a total of -6. Number 2, you have 4 positive, and then that negative means a big old plus, and it's positive, so it's positive 6 times, and so 4 plus 6 is 10. And then on the third one, you have 5 negatives, and then that big negative becomes a plus, so you're adding 5 positives, so those would all zero out to equal 0. And here's the homework check. Draw integer chips to solve the following for number 1 and number 2. You'll just put the answer in the form, but you'll have the drawing to show your teacher. And then use a model to help you out and show the word problem. In Mr. Torres's class, 3/8 of the students prefer Rocky Road ice cream. If there are 24 students in class, how many students prefer Rocky Road?